Welcome back to the channel, buddy, and I hope you're doing fine. So today we're gonna have another survey. They dropped that just recently, and it's about the Hunt Showdown 1896 Post Malone's Murder Circus ENCORE event. What a title. Okay, so if you want to do that yourself, there's gonna be a link in the description and in the pinned comment that leads you to the survey, and I think the survey is until Friday, so you still have a couple days to do that yourself. And I would say, let's go. So once more, you can see right there all the end times for the survey. Alright, let's start with the first one. Hunt Showdown, blah 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 blah. Overall experience on a scale of 1 to 5. How enjoyable was Hunt Showdown 1896 to play for this update? And I clicked this already, this question here. It was, for me personally, a very enjoyable update. What do you think about this update? Optional. Well, I'm just gonna do it like this and maybe somebody from Crytek watches it. Now let me talk a little bit why I think it's a very enjoyable update. There are still a few things that kinda kill the fun for me, and a few things that I still don't understand. The first thing though that I absolutely enjoy is that the update is just solid. Not a lot of things broke. The flame rifle that they added is actually a little bit more on the weaker side, so we do not have this, you know, Shredder 1.0 version absolutely obliterating everything and being OP as hell. Also, there are, in my opinion, not a lot of game-breaking bugs. There are still a few old ones, and there are still a few things in the UI that I'm not a huge fan in lobby and stuff like that. But otherwise, when, for example, the map rework and all of this that they have in-game, that was glorious. I'm super happy about that one. But when it comes to content, of course, it's just an upgraded Murder Circus from last time. But okay, I think people need to manage their expectations a little bit. I think this is how it's going to be in the future too. We're going to have one big update. For example, we had the Bileweavers, we have the tarot cards and all that stuff, right? There was a huge update, and now it's a little bit of a smaller one. And on top of that, I really like what they did. The highlight is not even the flame rifle that we had right now, it's the map changes. The Bileweaver infestations in some of the compounds that completely open up how the PvP works, because you have so much more pathing, that you still have the tarot cards that you can find, that you have a little bit of some, you know, sometimes you find a trade and stuff like that. This is really freaking fun. So I'm gonna put that in the box really quick and then we continue. Okay, and then I would say we jump to the next one. Here's a little bit more. Post Malone's Murder Circus ENCORE Battle Pass. How would you rate the Battle Pass rewards for Post Malone's Murder Circus ENCORE? Equipment skins. Honestly, I'm satisfied with them. They are great. I might even consider going very satisfied, but let's stay with this one right now. The charms is kind of whatever for me. I'm not really using charms. Should you ever see a charm on my gun, that's because I equipped it years ago and never bothered to change it. Player profile items. I'm actually a little bit dissatisfied with those, and in case you watch my streams, you see that I completely stripped my player profile card and it's empty, which is half of a meme. It's a little bit sad that we do not have all stats tracking all the way back, although I do understand that it's probably not possible. So as long as these player profiles are not really representing my career in Hunt Showdown, they're kind of whatever, because they're not accurate anyway. Sometimes when you unlock a title or something like that, you cannot even look up what you did to get that title. When people ask me, hey, you just unlocked that title, what did you have to do for that? I can't even answer that. This should be accessible once you have something that it tells you how you got there. I'm not super happy with these player profile items and in cars. I will just probably never use this. I see a few people actually using this to display, hey, I have 0 Crown and King kills, I have 0 Label kills, so kind of, look, I'm not a sweat lord. Okay, that works too. And you do have some meme approach with, for example, beetle kills and stuff like that, which is nice, but I personally, I'm not a huge fan of this. Then the hunters, I'm actually satisfied. I think they're cool. Yeah, the end Post Malone is one of these more advanced skins, I would say. He has a lot of details, but what a surprise, right? They're doing all these collabs with him, so of course this one will look great. And then we have the strongman, that is okay too. We have the sharpshooter, which one is great. And I see these skins actually quite frequently in the bio, so people play it. The equipment animations, I'm satisfied. So I would say very satisfied when it's just the flare gun, where you have the equipment animation where you warm your hands. Although, wait a second, I'm actually... No, this is wrong, because the equipment animation is for BBs and has nothing to do with the Battle Pass. I always have to be a little bit careful that I'm not mixing up BB Hunter skins, DLC skins, and that we're actually talking about the Battle Pass rewards. So, I think I'm still satisfied. I'm not really using them that much, but okay. The equipment skin, there's just one thing that they need to fix. The silenced Winfield has actually the old Iron Sight scope, and it's horrible to shoot. I like the theme of the guns though, with the circus stuff, and they're going this animal approach. That looks really cool, and the burned weapons, they are also pretty freaking amazing. How do you feel about the speed of Battle Pass progression for this update? I mean, for me this will always be very fast, because I play a lot. So this is of course a little bit my streamer bubble talking here. I don't have any issues. If you have any issues with getting the Battle Pass done, I always highly recommend that you guys do your weeklies. And most of the weeklies are rather easy to do. There are a couple where you have to do a clean sweep. Maybe a little bit tricky. What I did not like, but maybe this will come later, is that the weeklies forced me this time to play certain modes. You have to play 10 times Bounty Clash. And I'm like, I don't like Bounty Clash. Why do you force me to even switch completely the game mode? And the fun thing is, you can just go in and you can just go out. You don't even participate, which is ass for the other people, because they're like, okay, there was now one other team and that was kind of it. I don't know why they added that. So please get rid of the weeklies that force you into a game mode. That is just not good. Overall, how would you rate the Battle Pass for Post Malone's Murder Circus event? Honestly, satisfied. It's a good one. I like the skins. There's... The main issue that I have with the Battle Pass this time is that we didn't even get a new variant again. So from a content point of view, this whole update is a little bit on the thinner side. No new guns. And on the flame rifle, I don't count that one because that's a scarce weapon. For the regular arsenal, we didn't get any new tool or throwable, whatnot. And no, the water bottle is not part of the Battle Pass. Okay, then next. Unshot in 1896, Post Malone's Murder Circus event, ENCORE event survey, Murder Circus Compound. How easy or difficult was it for you or your team to do the following when playing at the Murder Circus Compound? Attacking the compound. Somewhat easy. Personally, I like doing PvP at the Murder Circus. There's just the issue that some loadouts and some ammo types get completely bent over. Because regular ammo in FMJ goes, well, I mean, there's just cloth, right? But it stops your bullet. But it also stops incendiary bullets, for example. And yeah, the amount of warbanks that I did around the circus is just nuts. So your loadout is sometimes at a huge disadvantage compared to other ones. Defending the compound is also somewhat easy. There are lots of rotation paths, lots of entry points. Sometimes the bear even destroyed the wall and it's getting even easier. Yeah, the thing is, the surroundings play a huge role too, right? You have the one in Mammoth's Gulch in the southwest where you have the rocks at basically half of the side of the Murder Circus where people can then shoot into the... That's not a good location. But that's also the only location where I'm like, this is meh. You also have the one south of Fort Carmick, which can be a little bit annoying when people shoot you from the fort, but it's a minor issue compared to the location in Mammoth's Gulch. Finding items within the compound is somewhat easy. The important stuff can be seen with dark sides, so whatever. Navigating through a compound is also somewhat easy. Honestly, very easy, very easy. Everything's fine here. So, how do you feel about the following aspects of the Murder Circus compound? Aesthetics. I liked it. Location of the compound on the map. I liked it. Exception, Mammoth's Gulch. Let me type that real quick. I liked it. I think this is cool. Compound pathing. I liked it. They added a few ramps. Size of the compound. I liked it too. There's one thing that I absolutely hate. And I don't know exactly where I need to put this right now. But whoever decided to put this dog kennel wagon that was last time outside of the circus and put that now inside. Why? I think this is one of the most annoying dog kennels in the game. Almost everybody triggers it. It's annoying. It's loud. You always have to shoot that thing. That was just okay, they want to make sure that people know that somebody's at the circus and that's why they have that thing. But dang, dude, that is annoying. Get rid of that. Put it outside, or I don't know. Or at least fix the freaking flames. When you shoot the kennel, like the wagon basically, you still have the regular arrow of the flames that normally happens when you shoot a dog kennel. So you're next to the wagon and it sets you on fire, although there is no visible fire where you're standing. Yeah, those are the tiny things, because that was already an issue with the wagon last time we played the Murder Circus, and they just took this again without fixing this. This is again what I talked about at the beginning. These tiny bugs are just like what makes this, which stops this event from getting top score. But hey, how do you feel about your gameplay experience with the Murder Circus compound? Honestly, I'm satisfied. It's cool. I also like that the bear got buffed. It's a little bit more tanky, a little bit more beefy. Still, you can just go there, use Penny Derringer, or just spear that poor thing and be done with it. But in the middle of PvP, it can actually be quite the challenge. But okay, let me just write down right here. Dog kennel. Okay, sweet. Let's jump to the next one. We will definitely have a discussion about the flame rifle here, though. Then, 17th compound design. 17th compounds are the compounds you see that come with each event, like the Murder Circus, Bileweaver Nest, or Full Side Out. Do we not just talk right now about the Murder Circus? But okay. We are looking to collect feedback on our future 17th compound designs. We want to understand how much you enjoy or feel the impact of the randomization of 17th compound layouts and locations. To give an example for each, the Bileweaver Nest was the 17th compound whose layout was randomized as the location had slightly different pathways and areas. Conversely, the Murder Circus is the 17th compound whose layout is consistent but locations often randomized to different parts of the map. How much do you agree or disagree with the following statements? I do not enjoy learning multiple layouts for the 17th compound. Disagree. I think this is cool. The main issue with the Bileweaver Nest was that you had so many tunnels and it's going up and down, and it was a bit of a maze. And I think that was the bigger issue than the random alignment. Different layouts added to my PvP gameplay experience. That is true. I enjoy having different locations of the 17th compound for each map, like the Murder Circus. I strongly agree. If this is always in the same location, your spawn will matter a lot, and like this, or like this, how it's not right now, sometimes you spawn right next to it and sometimes you're super far away, so it's a little bit more energy heavy. And I think it would also be quite boring if it's always at the same location. Maybe if you do not have a lot of good locations, for example, again, once more, Mammoth's Gulch is just the southwest part with the rocks. Maybe that's just me. I dislike that one. But otherwise, please don't always have it at the same location. What was really cool is that the Bileweaver Nest did not share the locations with the circus location. So, for example, Mammoth's Gulch. At the top in the middle, we had the Bileweaver Nest, and that was freaking fantastic. And the circus can't spawn there. So I think this is important that these 17th compounds do not share spawns, so it feels a little bit more fresh every time we play. It's of course difficult because there's only so much space on the map. I do not enjoy finding the 17th compound in different parts of the map. I strongly disagree. I enjoy having different layers of the 17th compound for each map, like the Bileweaver Nest. Yeah, it depends how you do it. Again, when it feels like a maze, it's meh. If it's like multiple buildings that are rearranged every time, but you still have a good feeling where you are at the moment and you can easily navigate the compound, I think it's okay. So this is a little bit depends how you do it. Different locations added to my PvP gameplay experiences. Strongly agree. What is your preference for compound designs? I want more variety in the compound layouts. I want more variety in the compound locations. Honestly, the layouts are way more important than... Oh! Okay. I think the layout is more important than the location. Most of the time. How many 17th compound layouts per map would you expect for future events? Okay, I don't know. 4? Any additional feedback? Not really. Besides, the main issue for the Bileweaver nest was the maze. So maybe I should write that down. Okay, let's go to the next one. Equipment. How do you feel about the addition of the following equipment? Flame rifle. I like it. Shredder. Bro, what? The addition? You didn't add that? Wait, what? Shredder's old, man. This is not something... I mean, okay, they reworked it, though. Quite heavily, too. Okay, I like it, I like it. But it's not something new, it got reworked. But okay, water bottle, I just like it. Here's the thing. The water bottle has, I think, or had in all the hundreds of hours that I recently played with Twitch drops and everything, basically 6 times impact. You can do some nice plays when you know they have incendiary around. You toss a water bottle at your feet and you have the dampen effect or the wet effect, and it's harder for them to set you on fire. You can bring one to put out the flame from the butcher, which is nice. They're cool against emulators, yeah, but they are so random. Because I'm not gonna carry it around, especially since dropping it, which I personally think is a mistake, dropping it breaks the bottle. Because now you pick up a bottle and then you have to clear grunts, and there is no way for you to just put the bottle on the floor or swap to something else to kill the grunts. No, you immediately waste the water bottle. So to improve the water bottle and make it a little bit more relevant, let us put it down back on the floor, and it only breaks when you toss it. I think that would be great and way better than what we have before. What do you think about the balance of the following equipment? The flame rifle is somewhat weak. The flame rifle is very strong against people who are, this sounds mean now, and I mean no disrespect, a little bit in the lower skill bracket, and they don't know exactly how the flame rifle works. Then it's great. Against anybody else, the flame rifle is ass. Let me explain. Flame rifle, fire, fire, hot, fire. People have panic. I see this so often. When I shoot the flame rifle at somebody and they panic, I win. If I fight with the flame rifle against somebody who knows what he's doing and who knows what the flame rifle can do, very often I just get owned. Because you cannot one-tap with the flame rifle, which is a good thing. But where exactly do you want to use the flame rifle? You use the flame rifle close range to short range. You have a bit more range when you aim upwards and then the flames rain down. But hitting a moving target with that thing at, I don't know, 20 plus meters or around 20 meters is luck. Moving target, again. Very devastating when somebody holds still. But hot news, any weapon in Hunt Showdown will just instantly kill you when you are close, like a shotgun, or further away with a headshot of a gun when you hold still. So, yeah, that's great news. I think a nice buff for the flame rifle would be that you can actually shoot it maybe a second longer. Pumping takes quite a lot of time, especially in PvP close range. Close range, it's always... If I have to pump this, I very often die. And nowadays, short shotguns are everywhere. The Lamette shotgun shell is crazy good. And all this stuff can one-tap you. People, and I would say almost everybody, has something in their loadout that can one-tap you. Close range, when somebody is, well, pushing from behind a door or around a corner and they have a katana, they will kill you before you can kill them with the flame rifle. Also, close range, sometimes it feels like the flame rifle is not properly connecting. I heard people, you need to aim at the ground. Well, at close range, and I'm gonna set myself on fire. I don't know how meaningful that is. So, very close range you lose against melee weapons. You can't even trade. Short range you lose against bow, crossbow, any shotgun that has the capability to one-tap you. Yeah. It's rough. Don't get me wrong, I think they did a phenomenal balancing with the flame rifle. I know I'm contradicting myself here a little bit, but listen. Adding a flamethrower to a PvP game is crazy difficult. It's either gonna be absolute garbage and nobody uses it. And I would say right now it's on the weaker side. It's not absolute garbage, but nobody uses it. And it's just one freaking pledge mark. I can count on one hand how many times an enemy had a flamethrower. So that says a lot. Or, you know, the flame rifle is absolutely OP, or flamethrowers in other games are absolutely OP. And I like that they go lately with these scarce weapons, okay, let's not go over the top, because I absolutely do not want to see a Shredder 1.0 incident again. But buff the flame rifle that you can shoot the flames maybe a second longer. So make the duration of the bursts a second longer, and then let's see how that feels. I don't think you need to increase the damage. The damage is okay. And otherwise it might be a little bit too quick. But hitting moving targets is rough. So either you increase the diameter of the stream so it's easier to hit a target, or you let us get an extra second on the burst duration, how long we can use the flame rifle. I think that would be already enough to make that thing not garbage. Then the Shredder. Nice. Somewhat weak. I like the rework. It's pretty freaking cool. The main issue that the Shredder has right now, and it's devastating when it hits you, it's not the damage. It's the incredibly slow blade. I kind of have to predict when people peek and then shoot at, well, basically nothing and hope they step into it. So increasing the velocity of the blades would be a good starting point to buff the Shredder. That's all that thing needs. You can retrieve the blades now, so in case you get Blade Mancer, you have unlimited ammo for this thing. Although sometimes the blades just disappear, but that's a different topic. Water Bottle, I think, is very weak. So, fix for this one, longer burst, or make the flame beam thicker. Shredder, faster blades, and Water Bottle, just let us put it down on the floor again. Dropping it should not break the bottle, only tossing it. And I think these 3 adjustments would already help. Maybe go even a little bit more crazy, make the water bottle a 6-pack water bottle that is a tool or consumable. I think it would be nice. And yes, you can actually give it 6 charges, because choke bombs, well, they have more functions than just putting out fire. You can even zone with them. People cuff, they reveal their position. So, or maybe 4 water bottles. That would be cool. Right, then you have the water bottles, maybe 4 to 6 as a tool that can just kill annoying immolators. You know, elite AI. That meme will never ever freaking die. Okay, and I think that's it. I'm gonna fill out 17 and 18, and then we move on. Okay, next, Handshot in 1896 Post Malone's Circus ENCORE event survey. Ping markers and compass design. Here are some of the UI changes for this update in more detail. Please read them carefully as you answer the questions below. Ping markers. We've expanded on the number of objects that are allowed to be pinged. This is the full list. This is the full list. Nothing. Place ping markers remain for 15 seconds by default. There are a few expectations to this duration. Compass changes. All ping markers now appear directly in the compass, matching the in-world position and icon. The compass UI has been redesigned for clarity, especially when multiple ping markers are active. How do you feel about the UI changes introduced in this update? I'm actually satisfied. I know a few people don't like how some of the UI looks, and it's looking a little bit too modern for them, but at the end of the day, I like this. Okay. The thing is, I don't really use ping markers because I play alone, so there's not really anything for me to ping. But I think when you play with randoms and you don't play with VoIP, the pings can help a lot to communicate with your team. How do you feel about the following aspects of the ping markers? Ping icons and compass. Yeah, for me personally, this is fine. And this is also a little bit nitpicky. There's something with the map, so I hope the map comes next. Story challenges. Okay, so the map did not come. I don't know if it will. I hope I remember to talk about the map otherwise at the end of the video. Story challenges. How do you feel about the addition of the story challenges feature to the game? I'm satisfied. I think they are cool. Now, will there be No, funny, they're not talking about this. Well, okay, let's do this first, and then we're gonna talk about something else. How difficult or easy was it for you to complete the following actions with regards to the story chart? Tracking specific turn chances, somewhat difficult actually, because you can only track one story, which was annoying. Why can I not toggle through multiple while I'm in-game? I don't know. Finding the feature, okay. Completing challenges, somewhat easy, but I play a lot. Understanding unlock requirements was also very easy. You just look it up in the story thing. How do you feel about the amount of following aspects for the story challenges? Number of chapters per story, that's okay. Number of challenges per chapter, that's okay. And number of rewards per story, it's okay. Too few, too many. Number of rewards per story, too many and too few. It's kind of alright. The rating here is a little bit weird. Any additional thoughts for story challenges? Yes. But what you need to keep in mind is that at the beginning we had a premium challenge, which was very expensive. They reduced the price. I think it was 1,800 BBs and it dropped to 1,200 or something like that. So I don't mind the price, which sounds weird, but hear me out. I did not buy that thing because it was too expensive. And this is exactly how you vote in video games. If you don't like something, you don't buy it. It's the only thing that works. Making an angry tweet, making an angry Reddit post, going to the Steam forum and complain over there will do exactly fucking zero. Not buying that thing, though, that will help, because then companies don't make money, and what a surprise, and I'm not blaming them. The goal of a company is very often to make money, because, well, that's how the business works, right? But the other thing that also annoyed me is that there was a timer on the premium challenge. So not only did Crytek want you to pay a horrendous price, and then they said, hey, if you don't make it in this time period, too bad. Now, they very quickly changed this and announced, I think like 24 hours later, guys, yeah, we're gonna make this cheaper, and then you have all the time in the world to finish the challenges. That's nice. It still kind of rubbed me the wrong way that they even tried that. That was unnecessary backlash that they did not need, in my opinion. If I pay for something, let me finish it whenever the heck I want to. This is the same with the Battle Pass. Battle Passes, once I buy them, there should not be any FOMO. No time restriction. Look at the Battle Passes that they have, for example, in Helldivers. You buy it, and you finish that thing whenever the hell you want. It's a little bit more complicated for Hunt, of course, because, well, you cannot finish any Battle Passes if you cannot farm any event points. So during Vanilla Hunt, you cannot progress. But Vanilla Hunt, it seems like Vanilla Hunt is gone forever. Since we go like, oh yeah, event ends, next event starts. There's maybe either no time at all in between, maybe a day or maybe a week, so maybe that's even, I don't know, whatever. But I think when you buy a Battle Pass or when you buy a story challenge, there shouldn't be a timely restriction. And dude, this is something that I personally don't care at all, actually, because, well, I play this game so much, for me it's whatever. But I think it's not a good move. And it's surprising that they do not ask us for the story challenges. Maybe it comes right afterwards, so I talk for nothing. They're not talking about the timely restriction or about the price tag. But let me write this down real quick so they don't forget about that. So again, just let me clarify once more so there is no confusion then in the comment section. They reduced the price and you have now all the time in the world to finish the story challenge. Okay, next. Yeah, see? No premium story challenge discussed. Nice. Ursa Mortis. Here are some of the changes for Ursa Mortis. This update in more detail. Ursa Mortis changes. Two-headed bear monstrosity with increased health and damage. Ursa Mortis can now break through the fence of the circus while chasing players. Cannot be knocked down by explosives. Triggers traps with raw attacks. How was your experience fighting Ursa Mortis? As a solo, very easy. I'm sorry, that thing is still a pushover. If it's just the bear and me, I have a pointy stick and lore accurate to, you know, human history. Pointy sticks and humans, they do very, very good against everything. You can also just bring a Penny Derringer and kill it with that. As a team, and if as a solo it's already very easy, it has to be as a team very easy as well. It's a different story when you play against the bear and suddenly players show up. then it gets a bit tricky because shaking the Ursa Mortis, you have to go basically out of the compound into the woods a little bit further away. How was your overall gameplay experience with the Ursa Mortis? Satisfied. I think it's okay. Yes, I just complained. I explained it's a little bit too weak, but that is fine. Because again, the moment the AI in hunts for bosses and stuff like that becomes too tough is the moment where people will stop interacting with that and wait until somebody else does it, and then they third party that fight, and that will be annoying as hell. Because they know, hey, if I fight now the boss, and then I can't kill it quickly enough, and maybe I lose bars in the process, right? Because the boss is so tough. And then somebody shows up for PvP, yeah, that's just not good. Okay? So, here we go. Next one. Bileweaver Compounds. How much do you agree or disagree with the following statements regarding the layout changes to Bileweaver Compounds? The changes impacted my PvP experience. Absolutely. Just take Fort Karmic, for example. You can go all the way up without any ladders, without any elevator. Sure, you're exposed as hell, but when you tag somebody, with sparks for example, or with bleed ammo, you can actually push up there. It's possible, so I absolutely love this. The changes made the compound feel fresh. Absolutely agree with this. So strongly agree, I would say. I prefer when the layouts are not changed. Disagree. It was enjoyable to play in the Bileweaver Compounds. I agree. Okay. Overall, how did you feel about the layout changes to the Bileweaver Compounds? Very satisfied. I think this is cool. Map changes are always highly appreciated. They break up the PvP fights or the regular rhythm that you normally have. You get more rotation paths. It's big thumbs up. One of my favorite changes that they did with this event. Then traits. How do you feel about the inclusion of the following traits for the event? Crack shot. I dislike it. To be fair, I think I never really buy it. Why? Because my loadouts are very often close range, so it doesn't matter for me. And you have only a limited amount of slots. And I just value other stuff more. Corpse here. I'm neutral, I just don't buy it. Blademancer, I like it, and I hope that Blademancer will stay as a Scars trait, red trait, blue trait, whatever trait. Bruiser, I liked it a lot. Oh my god, that was so good. Getting rid of this annoying aim punch, or most of the aim punch, is fantastic. And it's not just aim punch, so in case you don't know what aim punch is, when you get hit, your aim flicks upwards, so when you just pull the trigger in that moment, you shoot over your target, and then very often you just die. But it's also negating the screen shaking from the choke bombs and choke bolts, but also when you take fall damage, you don't flinch either. Sometimes when I do like Assassin's Creed style and jump out of a window with a shotgun and I align my shot, I either have to take the shot while still being mid-air, because when I drop and I take damage from the drop, your aim flicks downwards. So you basically have to jump, shoot mid-air, or wait for the drop, take the damage, wait for the screen shake, and then you take the shot. And that's sometimes too long and you get killed. So Bruiser, by far, sorry for hitting the microphone there, by far my most favorite trait from this event, and I hope it stays. Communion, honestly, I'm a solo player, I never freaking... it never felt like my enemies were using it. So... yeah. What do you think about the balance of the following traits for the event? Corpse Seer. About right. I love Corpse Seer. I love traits that give you an advantage, but also come at a price. Corpse Seer tells me, okay, there was a PvP fight, for sure. I know where the bodies are, so if you don't burn them, I might get resources over there. It's great. And you get Dark Side Boost, which is incredibly powerful. So, Crack Shot. Yeah, I dislike it, but I don't think it's too strong. If you really sacrifice a trade slot for that... I mean, it's just iron sights for rifles and pistols with stocks, so it's not even working for dual wielding and all the other annoying stuff like levering that I currently am not a huge fan of. So I don't think it's too powerful, I just personally don't use it. Communion, I think about right. Again, I'm a solo player, so maybe I should just do NA here. But whatever. Bruiser. I have to admit that it's somewhat powerful. It's probably even very powerful, but I don't want that stuff to get nerfed. Dennis, don't listen to me here, okay? Blade Mancer, I think it's somewhat powerful as well. It depends on your weapon. For a spear and stuff like that, it's more of a quality of life thing. It's convenient. But it's not making the thing super powerful. It's a different story though when you play a Chukunu or a bow or a crossbow or something like that. Because suddenly, with Blade Mancer, you have unlimited ammo. More or less. And that's huge. Especially for weapons like the Chukunu, where you kinda need to spray and pray, and to kill a target you will probably shoot 4 to 5 bolts. You can run out of ammo rather quickly, and Blade Mancer is buffing the Chukunu quite well. I still don't see it very often because the weapon's just not that great. Player profile. How do you feel about the addition of the player profile customization feature for the game? Honestly, did not interact with it. I don't mind it. If other people have fun with that, it's not harming me, go for it. How difficult or easy was it for you to complete the following actions in regard to the player profile, viewing others' profile cards? No, dude, I'm not doing any of this. I don't care about this. Should player profiles be shown? No changes necessary. Honestly, I don't need this shoved in my face. This gives me a little bit of Call of Duty lobby vibes. Please don't. How much do you agree or disagree with the following statements? The stats badges have given me goals to achieve. I mean, for some people, yeah. I browse player profiles items every few days to find one that suits my mood. Not really. I never do that. Don't care. I changed it once and that's it. I often ignore the player profile of others. Yup. I often get inspired by player profiles of others. Nope. How do you feel about the following player profile customization items? Title badges, frames, avatar statistics. I mean, the statistics are ass because I'm sorry, okay? I have maybe a couple kills on some guns, which is just incorrect for the amount of time that I play. Or played, let's put it that way. So it starts kind of fresh. Now you can of course argue, yeah, but now it's fair for people who just start. And sure, it's a very good point actually, but it's a player profile that is not representing my experience and my achievements in Hunt Showdown. So this has absolutely no freaking value for me. And I don't know. I don't even have the badge for beetle kills, and the amount of people that I killed with beetles previously in the last couple of years is just probably in the triple digits. So whatever. For me it's... And again, I'm not hating on this. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not the target audience. I hope you guys have fun with the player cards. Which player profile customization would you like to see more in the future? None of the above. What do you feel about the current player profile pricing for avatars, armor, blood bonds? I dislike it a lot. It's way too much. Any additional thoughts? Nope. Not really. Map screen. Oh, nice. Thank you, because that's what I mentioned when we talked about the UI. I don't understand why the UI stuff is split, though. It should have... whatever. Here's some of the UI changes for this update in more detail. Please read them carefully as you answer the questions below. Map screen. Updated trade display. Now ordering trades based on last acquired. Trades picked up within a mission are now indicated. Fantastic. Concept players, whatever. A transparent background like the pause menu, which provides game awareness. This is so good. I don't know why not more games have that. All new map icons and boss, target, border, assets. Yeah, I know that a few people are not a huge fan of the icons. Here, I personally would like to have a few more, you know, hunt-themed icons. And not these vibrant ones, but okay. The vibrant stuff is easier to see for new players. A new challenge widget to keep track of both weekly and story challenges. The idea is great, the execution not so much. How do you feel about the new map screen introduced in this update? I am satisfied. Almost very satisfied. How do you feel about the following aspects of the map screen? Map icons. They can probably work on this one. Overall layout, I like it. Trades widget, I like it a lot. Transparent background, I like it a lot. Controls, I like it a lot. Map, I like it a lot. And challenge widgets, I dislike it. You can not really track all challenges for the weeklies, for example. For the stories. So you need to favor it, and sometimes the favoring doesn't even work. Why can I not just toggle through all the quest lines that I have? Maybe because in 5 years some people might have 30 quest lines, but honestly, too bad for them. And one thing that is actually an issue, on the map, it's not telling you which boss is which once they're banished. So normally you have boss 1, boss 2, and you see a 1 and a 2 on the map. That's how it was in before the patch. Now this is gone. Now you have these the borders, like the complete line and the dotted line, to tell you, okay, this is this boss and this is this boss. But the lines disappear once the bosses are banished. So, and it does matter which boss you're attacking, because for example, you have a new hunter. You might not wanna siege a scrap leak lair because you know, okay, I will most likely run out of resources and I will not find medkits around the lair because a scrap leak removes all the medkits around the lair. So with a new hunter, I will probably try to attack the spider, the assassin, or the banished butcher, because there are still resources for me around, and it's not just all the resources go to the defender. So somehow you need to add which boss is which after the banishment. Now you can of course argue, hey, but they tell you beforehand, just remember which boss is which. And sometimes you have to go to the door because the postman rings and stuff like that. It's niche, I get it. But that would just be the jumping from satisfied to very satisfied when they change a few icons, when I know which boss is which after the banishment, and if I can track my story quests a little bit better. And then this would be fantastic. Which platform do you play on show and play on Honor? I play on Steam. Are you playing on show through an Xbox Game subscription? Nope. How many hours? Almost 10k, I assume. The Sun showed on the primary game you play and follow. Yes. In what country do you live? Still, I prefer not to say if you want to skip this question. No, it's okay. Where's Austria? Done. Sweet. Okay. Nice. Then, as always, don't forget to share your 2 cents in the comment section below, and don't forget to do the survey yourself as well and give the feedback to Crytek so they can work with that. Alright, and with that, let's roll the outro. And then, as always, maybe a little like for these podcast episodes would be kind of nice. I know a lot of people forget then about the surveys, and then these videos that I do here, oh yeah, there's a survey that I have to do. A little reminder for these people. So another reminder is to like the video if you don't mind. It would be much appreciated. And as always, my patrons, thank you very much for supporting me over on Patreon. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. It's very kind of what you're doing. And then right here, I am working on some painting videos, so maybe you want to check out the painting channel. It's just going so freaking slowly because I don't have the time for them, and they are very time-consuming to produce. But hey, the VOD channel resumed though, so maybe you want to check out that one. And otherwise, we still have a lot of stuff to watch right here. Maybe you find something that you will enjoy. And with that, I see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day, and bye-bye.